Hey everyone, just want to give you an update on my art. Um, Later today, I'll be posting another video on Neyyah, on the Neyyah fan painting. And so I hope you guys watch and enjoy. Really excited, it's turned out really well. I'll give you a quick sneak peek real quick. So we got so far, probably gonna work a lot more on the bricks. I got kind of the base coat laid out, and now I'm gonna start putting some of the highlights and stuff and see where it goes from there. But hope to have you watch. Hey everyone, going to be doing some more work on the Neyyah painting, more on the bricks, put in some of the highlights, so let's go. So I got this color painted in, it's just a bluish gray. Go in, kind of noticed little spots here and there on the brick. I'm just going to these blue bricks. I'm just kind of putting it in. This last video we did the red bricks. Also noticed some of this blue color on even, it's not really blue, it's a very desaturated blue, on some of these more warmer shaded bricks, like these yellows and stuff. So I'm just kind of going in. So another blue brick. Just putting it on the first layers. And I took that same color and made it brighter for these bricks over here that are blue, because the base color on this side as it goes towards the right is also brighter, so you got to compensate the brightness for to have the matching contrast, because everything gets brighter, even the shadows and the highlights, as it gets towards the light source. I'll even put some here, why not? Some variations, some nice cools and warms, balance it out a bit. Once again, going even brighter this side. Still want to preserve some of that darker under layer as well, so I don't want to go completely over it. But yeah, just adding some. It's cool too because there's also a lot of variation to the colors too that I'll be adding in. I'll put some here too, why not? Hey, there's some there. There you go. Right now we got this kind of yellow color that I noticed. It's kind of a orangish yellow, to be more specific. Put some of that in. Some right in here too. So you want to have that nice variation of cools and warms. Probably some right here too. Something like I had an accent there for a second, that was weird. Do some here. Just kind of the bricks that have kind of a little more to the warm side. Start adding some warmth. Once again, going in brighter. And some of brighter tones on the brick. Just kind of dab it on here and there, just kind of randomly. So trying to also keep a lot of the colors that is underneath, so you create that kind of texture look overlaying each other. The more highlights in, but we got plenty more to do. Also notice there's kind of this red color in some of these. It's reddish. Be sure to put some of that in here and there. Add some more volume. Things like that. You can see some of that red even on the blue bricks. Put some on this darker brick here. Then I took that same color, added yellow. Notice there's kind of the same thing with a lot of these bricks here. Is kind of this yellowish orange color as well. So I'll be putting some of that in certain areas. There. It's gonna look real nice once I start putting in a lot of the highlights, things like that. Kind of looks real blotchy, but once you take it out to the distance, it starts to kind of come together. Sorry if my camera's not facing what I'm painting. Brightened up that color, put it on this side, on the more lighted areas. Then I think the next layer that I'll end up doing will be really give the hopefully really give the bricks some more definition. This one's kind of blend that in a little more. We're going to be putting in some of these light areas. We're kind of the brick, I'd imagine, kind of chipped, you know. Just notice these kind of brighter areas. It's white, but it's a lot darker in the shaded areas. But this is gonna give this brick a lot of definition once I start really going in with these colors here. It's like the best way I could explain it. Looks like a part of the brick that's kind of like chipped off. Kind of, I don't really know. Just kind of putting in that effect. And it's all over the place. A lot of this this color. Once again, brightening it up quite a bit as it comes more towards the light side. Actually, probably need to brighten it up more than this. yeah, I'll brighten it up more. Now I'm going back over with some darks, just kind of going back and forth between darks and lights, trying to get the balance right of the textures and whatnot. There's just a lot of greens, kind of off muted greens here and there. Probably put some here too. So overall it's looking pretty decent, I think. But I think I need to soften some of the colors up. I'm gonna put in some of this mortar here. The mortar, I noticed, kind of blends in pretty well with the brick. Mortar here, come on, there we go. I'm just going to do that all the way around. Alright, I put in the mortar, and now I gotta do very, very fine detail of the shadow that it casts below each brick. So that's going to be fun. I'll show you what I mean. This real light shadow underneath the mortar. Like so. And there we go. I finished the bricks for now. It's probably, I might do a little bit more touching up, but I got for the most part the bricks all done. Alright, now we're gonna paint this area in now. Starting with the darkest color. And right now I'm just trying to get most of the base coat just filled in. Just so I have a better idea of the composition. And it kind of looks gray, but it's actually a bluish yellow, so a slight green with just a tad of blue in it. Which I know blue has green in it, but what I mean is it's yellow, but slightly cooler and very grayed down. All right, now I'm gonna put in this dark area. This is an edge of sort of this crap. That's no biggie. Put some of the dark undercoat on these pipes here. It's gonna be going all the way to this little structure here. And it's kind of a dark, cool blue. Then as it gets to this lower pipe here, it turns to an orange, so I'm gonna warm it up. Also got this little platform. Things turned out pretty well. Did the undercoat of this little 2x4 thing. And you know what? I'll do the shading in this little shadow area now. Alright, so you can see that there's plenty of texture here in the light area, but there's like zero texture here. And so we're gonna start with the same color here that I had here, add a little bit of blue and a tad of red. And we're gonna be doing the second light color. Now when we're doing shadows, basically you want there's still lights and darks in the shadow. To give off the illusion that it's a shadow, you want it to be the lights in the shadow area still is darker than the highlights in the light area. As long as you have that, it'll appear that it's in shadow. You can see here kind of the same thing, you know, like there's highlights here and highlights there, but the highlights on this in the shadow is much still darker than the highlights on the light area. Hell, even the shadowed area is lighter than the highlights of the shadowed area in that shadowed spot. I'm gonna be putting some more in. More highlights. Actually, these aren't the highlights, these are just the first layer. Right, go around this side. I have this kind of wrap around. So, going back in, lightened it up just a little bit more. Just slightly. You could see the difference. Hopefully it's picking up on camera. But yeah, you can kind of see the difference on camera. See, I'm kind of, see this light area here? I'm kind of continuing that onward. Some light here. So it looks like it kind of connects, see? The same here. You could also see this red rust here. There's a lot of reds, and so there's also going to be reds in the shadow area, but it's mixed in with the blue, so it's going to be a lot more muted, and it's going to be more of a purple now. As you can see, especially here. Going over again, same color, just a bit brighter. Go. There we go. Now the final touch. Still kind of have these scratches here and there, you know, on the metal, because it's worn and torn metal. It's been around for quite some time, so at least I'm assuming based on the rust and whatnot. So I'm gonna be making some of these scratches here and there and give it that kind of worn and used look. And there we go, we got the shadows in now. So I got some more done, got a little bit of the pipe painted in and put some more textures on here. Still got to put these bolts on, painted in. Did a little more touching up on here. Also added a little more warm colors along here. I felt it was a little too muted. But yeah, gonna continue this. Not sure where I'm gonna start, but let's get going. This is like a 2x4. Painting in some more textures. Finishing up these other 2x4s. So it's pretty good. We're gonna go a little darker right in here, some other areas to create that more realistic contrast. I'm gonna be putting in these bolts, at least the shadow of the bolt, so I could kind of get a foundation, an idea of where it's at. So, kind of did the same thing with these bolts too. Painted a little bit more on the undershadow of these pipes. It's coming along here. It's attached to this this machine of some sort. Not sure what it is yet. I did a little bit on the background too of this giant structure. Pretty happy with how it's turning out so far. Bricks I'm pretty satisfied with. Probably gonna work on this rock now. Forgot to hit record. Just put in some lighter tones. Not much, it's about the same color here, just a little lighter. Kind of went over like this. And just like everything else, I'm going from lightest to darkest. Even brighter, the next layer. I already applied it, but it's looking a lot better. Next layer on, now I'm gonna go with this really bright, semi-bright. Kind of want to stagger it. Some areas. Sorry. So I got the rock here, little rock right there. I'm gonna put in the water just so I can get some contrast between the rock and the water. The reason I'm doing this is so it'll give me a much better idea of how bright I need to make the rock, because it's contrasting against the water. The white canvas kind of makes it hard to judge. Sorry if the camera's kind of shaky. I was putting more paint on my palette or on my brush. Now that I put this down, it's no longer up against white canvas, and I could get a better idea of how bright the rock needs to be in the reference. So can't wait to get all that water in. It's gonna look so cool. All right, now I'm putting in this light area of the water. As you can see, it blends in pretty dang well. It'd be nice to compare the contrasting values of the rustic buildings with this bright blue, green aqua water. Hoping it turns out really nice. Give you somewhat of an idea of how bright this water is gonna be and how cool it's gonna look when it's done. The big challenge I'm gonna have is there's these rings that are like stepping platforms, and there's it's metal, and there's a bunch of holes in it that you could see through, obviously, and that's always a pain in the butt to do. I ain't gonna lie, that's always hard. So hopefully that goes over smoothly. But yeah, I'll start working my way up with the water eventually. I'll probably be doing more with the structures, but just kind of want to put in some of the water just to get some contrast with this rock here and see how it looks. But yeah, I think I'll call it a day for now. And yeah, so far it's turning out quite well, I think. I put so many hours in this so far. This is by far my longest painting that I've ever done. Just this building here, I never really actually kept count, but if I had to guess, I probably spent at least 25 hours on this. Maybe, yeah, probably about 20 hours on just this little area right here, just from all the detail that I had to put in. Because, let's see, I do have about, on average, like just this ring here, I had about 6 colors that I did. And so I have 6 shadow colors that's in the shadow, and then 6 of the same color that's brighter in the bright section. So that's 12 different colors and values in just this one little ring. And it's kind of the same thing on every little thing. There's a little less values here, but there's still, when you zoom, there's a bunch of different tones and stuff. And I just went insane on like everything, just because the game just has so much detail, and I really wanted to capture it, you know. Wanted to do it justice, so to speak. So yeah, I gotta do more on here too. Add a little more highlights, a little more brighter rusts, colors, things like that, especially here. That's just the base coat. But yeah, I'm really happy the way it's turning out so far, and can't wait to finish it, because I think this is going to be one of my best paintings I've done in a while, if it really does turn out the way I plan it to, which so far it is. So thanks for watching if you made it this far, and hope to see you again.